Okay, everybody, welcome to today's video. My name is Mr. G, your weather forecaster today, and let's talk about that weather forecast that we have on tap. We're looking at a fairly mild day here across the upper Midwest into the Twin Cities. Temperatures out there near 50 today. So this will be the mildest day of the week, but we're going to see those temperatures, those conditions rapidly change as we get toward the Thursday and into Friday. Well, we got some pretty significant snow that we can see at the end of the week and over the weekend as well. We can pretty much gonna see the possibility that we can see over a foot of snow, possibly as much as 2 feet of snow before we get into the middle part of next week, where we have 2 or 3 opportunities to pick up some significant snow. So the winter that never was is going to turn to the spring that is going to be the winter. So I hope that we would make it through this entire season and not see any significant snow, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. So let's jump into our first map and take a look at how all of this crap is going to unfold. And as we take a look at what's currently going on today, the 19th, and we got this low pressure center way out here over the desert southwest. This is a cutoff low, meaning that it is separated from the main upper air pattern, and it's just kind of out there by itself meandering. And this cutoff low is going to slowly work its way toward the east into the east coast. But in the meantime, it's just going to wander out there over the southwest, and it's going to bring some wet weather down across the southern plains. But up here in the north, you see that northwesterly long wave pattern there, and that's bringing in much colder temperatures into the northeast, the Great Lakes, and the upper Midwest as well. So that's going to lead to cooler weather, and it's going to lead to some wintry precipitation. So when we get to the 22nd, which is when is the 22nd? Whatever day the 22nd is. Today is the 19th. Oh, the 22nd is Friday. So when we get to Friday the 22nd, that low pressure center is going to be across Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas. So we're going to see a lot of rain in the southeast and the state of Florida as well. We're going to see rain return to the state of Florida. And meanwhile, up in the north, much colder weather across the Great Lakes and the northern plains and the New England states. We're going to see much colder weather and some wintry precipitation. But in the meantime, high pressure will be in control. So we're going to still enjoy the dry conditions for now, because that's going to change. So we start off the week nice, fairly benign, but we're going to see things get very active and wintry as we head toward the weekend. And here's that low pressure center as it's making its way to the east. But then we had another low pressure as we have a split jet stream. So another area of low pressure is going to come out of the northern Rockies across the northern plains. Well, this guy dives off toward the east-southeast, and that is going to bring rain across Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas and Oklahoma. So rain to the south, snow to the north. But we could see some thunder across Iowa, and thunderstorms and convection over Iowa could impact how much snow we see across Minnesota and Wisconsin, because that could limit the available moisture for snow over Minnesota and Wisconsin, depending on how much convection develops over Iowa. So we see thunderstorms and severe weather over Iowa. You could limit the moisture available for snow here. So we're going to keep an eye on that for Thursday. And then on Friday, that system is going to head up towards the eastern Ohio and towards the Ohio Valley. But we're going to keep going with rain down across Florida and the southeast. Rain is going to spread from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, the North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And in the Ohio Valley, we're going to see some rain and a little bit of snow across eastern New York and northwestern Pennsylvania, and snow over Michigan and northern Wisconsin. And so your Friday weather forecast, your your weather through Friday in the east is going to be need those umbrellas in the north and in the south. In the middle, you're going to be okay. But if you're in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, Wisconsin, and North and South Dakota, you're going to need winter coats because we're going to see snow. But down south, we're going to see rain and thunderstorms, but not as much severe as we saw before. We could possibly see some severe over Iowa on Thursday, but that's going to all be dependent on the dynamics. That's going to be a very what-if scenario. We're definitely going to see some rain, but we're looking for thunderstorm development that's going to hog all the moisture and the energy, and it could tap the atmosphere dry. So that could limit how much snow we see in Minnesota and Wisconsin on that first system. There is another bigger storm on the weekend that could bring up to 20 inches of snow to parts of Minnesota. We're going to keep an eye on that as well because the models are still not in full agreement on where all of that is going to set up. Southern Minnesota or central Minnesota, western Minnesota or eastern Minnesota. There's still a lot of back and forth in the models as far as exact locations. But we know we're looking at a storm that could drop a significant amount of snow across Minnesota and Wisconsin. And here we are with the western half of the United States, and we're going to be looking at some rain and stuff in Seattle, and we're going to see that rain all the way down to San Francisco on Friday, and we're going to see dry conditions in Montana until Thursday and Friday, where we're going to see rain and even some snow on Friday, and then some snow on Thursday rain across Oklahoma City. So again, we're going to be seeing that scattered precipitation as that area of low pressure works its way out of the Rockies and into the plains, and we're going to see Gulf of Mexico moisture come up across Texas and Louisiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, and we're going to see that mainly on Wednesday through Thursday, and into Friday we're going to see that Gulf moisture, and then we're going to see that system move out of the northern plains and into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. So we have a double barrel system. We got a southern stream system and then a northern jet system. So a very active weather pattern indeed. To end the week, spring snow in the north, south. We'll see rain in the late half of the week. So a very wet week for most of the eastern half, and much cooler weather as well over the eastern half. So March came in like a lamb. It is going to be a lion in the middle, so we're just going to have to see how it ends, because the long range forecast still have it being cooler than, not cooler than average, but cooler compared to what we've been seeing. Closer to average. And it might be snow or more snowy as well as we go through the remainder of the month of March. And wet as well down across the south. So, big temperature contrast between the north and the south. Very warm across the south, pretty cold up in the north. So right in this middle here, we got a nice temperature contrast. So we're going to see some bounce of severe weather across the central part of the country here, across the Central Plains and into the Ohio Valley. Some on and off again rounds of some severe weather with some wintry precipitation across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and in New England. Here is some rainfall amounts that we expect across the southeastern U.S., and that is going to be through Saturday. 2 to 3 inches of rain across parts of North and South Carolina, 1 to 2 inches across Florida. Orleans is going to be about an inch, Houston about an inch, and maybe Atlanta about an inch of rain as well. Here is a look at that advancing snowstorm into the plains as we head through the 23rd. So Saturday, we're going to see a nice swath of snow across North and South Dakota into Montana and over Idaho. We're going to see wintry precipitation. And that's going to slide into Minnesota, but we're going to see that lift northeast into Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula and into Lake Superior and into Canada. But in doing so, that area is going to drop a pretty significant amount of snow across Minnesota over the weekend as it does so. So here is a look at what we're going to see on Sunday the 24th. And we're going to see a lot of snow potentially from Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, North and South Dakota, through Montana as well. But we have the potential to pick up at least 20 inches of snow on Saturday and into Sunday. Again, more snow is going to continue across Minnesota on Sunday and into Wisconsin on Sunday. Michigan as well. We're going to see that snow back into North and South Dakota, Nebraska, down to Kansas, over into Colorado, a lot of snow. But we're going to see some rain across parts of southern Michigan, far southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, eastern Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. We're going to see rain and some thunderstorms, but north of that, we got a nice deformation band, and it's going to be a lot of snowfall. So this is going to be rather interesting. I want to keep an eye on this and track this again on Monday. So Tuesday, Monday, and Tuesday, the snow is going to still be around. Some light snow showers are still going to be around. So we're going to see some that wraparound snow getting thrown back over into the Twin Cities. So on again, off again, snow showers into Tuesday. So we don't have the spring memo yet. So winter is finally going to appear in spring, because it'll officially be spring and during this time. So it's how volatile the weather can be is what you're seeing here. So here is those temperatures that we are going to be seeing for Saturday and Sunday across parts of the east. Very nice in the south, temperatures in the 60s, some 70s as well. But if you look up in Minneapolis, 33 on Saturday and Sunday, 41 up in Detroit. So a little bit cool across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. I mean, that's actually kind of cold. 33 is about the average temperature for this time of the year. About 33 degrees is about seasonal. So all things considered, that's seasonal. So it's not below average in like any significant way. That's the temperature we are supposed to be for this time of the month of March. It's about 33 to 35 degrees, right in that range for mid-March. 33 is not, but we're just not used to being average this year. Because of El Nino, we've been very much above average. We've already seen temperatures near 70 here in the Twin Cities so far. So, yep. So finally, some average weather. Okay. So that's the weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Quick video for you guys. Leave your likes, comments. Feel free to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Throw up that follow on TikTok. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.